The village of Umueka knew the family of Nkem and Adana as hardworking and joyful. Their home was always alive with laughter, the sound of a mother humming as she pounded yam, the father's voice telling riddles by the fire, and the giggles of children chasing fireflies at dusk. But fate is cruel, and it knocked without warning. A fever swept through the village like a thief in the night. Within weeks, Nkem, the father, was gone. Adana, the mother, fought to stay alive, clutching her children with trembling arms, but the fever dragged her too into the arms of the ancestors. They left behind 4 children. The oldest, Onika, was only 13. Her brothers, little boys, cried for food, cried for comfort, cried for their mother who would never answer. The villagers pitied them, yes, but pity does not fill an empty pot. Some gave scraps of yam or cups of gari, but most turned away, whispering, "Poor children. What will become of them?" And so Onika, still a child herself, became a mother overnight. Onika carried burdens too heavy for her small frame. At dawn, while others prepared for school, she strapped her baby brother on her back and went to farms, begging to work for a handful of maize. When her hands blistered from carrying firewood, she sold it in the market for coins barely enough for salt. At night, she told her siblings stories to stop their tears, though her own stomach groaned with hunger. Sometimes she pretended she had already eaten, so her brothers could share the little food they had. The days turned into months. Her clothes tore until she had only rags. Her eyes, once bright, grew hollow. But still, she fought, because her brothers needed her. Then came the night that broke her. Rain fell in heavy sheets, drumming on the leaking roof of their mud hut. The children were shivering, their lips cracked with thirst, their bellies empty for 2 days. Her youngest brother whimpered weakly, "Sister, I'm hungry." Onika sat in the darkness, rocking him, whispering, "Sleep, my love. Tomorrow, we will eat." But inside, she was breaking. Tomorrow, she knew, held no promise. She knelt on the mud floor, tears streaming, and lifted her voice in prayer. "God of the fatherless, have you forgotten us? Must we die like this?" As the rain poured, a knock came at the door. Onika froze. Who would visit in the middle of the storm? When she opened it, no one was there. Only a small basket sat in the rain. Inside was warm bread, roasted fish, and a calabash of milk. A cloth covered it, with words stitched into it, "You are not forgotten." Onika gasped. She woke her brothers, and together they ate with tears streaming down their faces. That night, for the first time in months, the children slept with full bellies. But the miracle did not end there. Each week, more baskets appeared, sometimes food, sometimes clothing, sometimes money for market. No one ever saw who brought them. Some whispered it was the work of angels. Others believed it was a wealthy villager with a hidden heart of gold. Years passed, and the children grew strong. Onika, once a starving child, grew into a graceful young woman. Her brothers, once frail and hopeless, became hardworking men, farmers, carpenters, leaders in the village. And then, one fateful day, the truth was revealed. An elder woman, frail and near death, sent for Onika. With trembling hands, she confessed. "It was I. I saw you that night, kneeling in the rain, begging God for help. I had little of my own, but I could not sleep while children starved. Forgive me for hiding, but I did not want thanks. I only wanted you to live." Onika fell to her knees, clutching the woman's hands, sobbing. "You saved us. You gave us life. You were our mother when we had none." Years later, when Onika's brothers prospered, they built a house in honor of the old woman who had shown them mercy. They fed orphans, clothed widows, and no stranger ever left their home hungry. And whenever people asked Onika why she gave so much, she would answer with a tearful smile. "Because once, when I was motherless and forgotten, love knocked at my door in the rain." From that day, the villagers of Umueka taught their children this lesson. When you see the motherless, remember Onika. When you see the hungry, remember the basket in the rain. And above all, when the world turns its back, be the one who knocks.